Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. It's your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief APGAINS here, and this time I actually have some real good news, guys. You'll be excited to know that this is real good news, especially for early game, especially for free-to-play players. Now, I'm not going to talk about any crazy new game mode or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about tendencies that Capital Games has displayed over the last couple weeks that are very, very positive signs, and you guys should be excited. I've talked about before, maybe you're in a spot where you're an end game player or you're mid game and you're just like burnt out and the endless grind to stay relevant is kind of annoying. You can step away from that account. I mean, if you're not serious anymore about being competitive and you don't want the time sink, I recommend to a lot of people to start a new account. You don't got to play every day. You don't got to keep it serious, but start the account, have some fun with it. Maybe you play 3 or 4 times a week, just for a breath of fresh air. But Capital Games has done some pretty exciting stuff to make the early game easier. They've started pushing out galactic chases. You guys know we're in the middle of a Geonosian galactic chase, which means you just get free Geonosian shards for doing stuff like Cantina battles, light side fleet node battles, and stuff like that. And especially for the early game, those Geonosian characters are pretty solid characters. Not great end game characters, but very, very solid in the early game. And they're just giving us shards for free. So maybe, you're level 30 and you got a 5-star Poggle the Lesser or Sun Fac. And now you have a 6-star Sun Fac because they're just giving you shards. You're doing your daily grinds and you're getting more Geonosian shards. And that's definitely a faction that's solid. You could be getting Geonosian Brood Alpha shards. You could have a 4-star Geonosian Brood Alpha before you even unlock the node, just by doing the Galactic Chase event, which is pretty awesome. They're just giving us free shards. They also, we got to vote on what the next Galactic Chase was, Malevolence or Negotiator. I think it was chosen that it was going to be Malevolence. I believe that's because Negotiator's the better ship, and lots of people go Negotiator early, so they're trying to vote Malevolence so they can try and get both of them faster. I think that's how people ended up voting and why. Now, don't quote me on this. I'm not 100% Malevolence 1, but I'm pretty sure it was close in Malevolence 1. But you'll be getting Galactic Chase, a couple of Malevolence shards. I think that's really good because those are powerful ships, and you're not going to be able to unlock them. But, maybe you're not in the best guild, and you don't get a ton of get to. You only do Dark Side, Geonosis territory battles. You don't get a lot of stars. It'll help supplement that by giving you a few shards here and there to unlock your Malevolence a little bit earlier if that's a path you want to go down. And they're doing it for free. I mean, maybe this will end up being, for some legendary event that'll get us down the line. It would be awesome if we got more legendary characters for characters who are older in the game. Lots of people have speculated about, what that could be. Our Geonosian. I mean, the day it got announced, we were talking to people who were just completely caught off guard, like, hey, we don't know anything about this. Are they just being nice? I hypothesized that they were just being nice to us to try to get some good graces back with the community. And I definitely think that's kind of the angle they're going. And another thing that I want to talk about really quickly here is we always get login rewards, and they're usually random characters we've had. I think IG was in it in the past, and we just had Clone Sergeant. Jango is data mined as the next login requirement, and Jango is one of the singular best early game characters. I mean, Jango is amazing. He solos the Padme event, so you don't need Geonosians to unlock Padme. If you're using Geonosians to unlock Padme, you've gone afoul pretty hard, but you can still come back. But Jango is great for Padme. He's amazing on a bounty hunter team for GAC, for different game modes, for all of those events that require scoundrels or bounty hunters. He's great there. Fantastic for unlocking Chewbacca. He's actually very important in that Chewbacca unlock and that whole Bosk Boba Jango turn meter train that you get going if you watch any of my videos on the topic. So they're giving us a good faction in Galactic Chase. They're giving us the meta fleets. We're not going to count Executor because early game players aren't going to have to worry about Executor, and end game players have all of this stuff anyway, so it's just shard shop currency for them. And they're giving you an amazing character in login rewards. I mean, you can get like 80 shards total in a month from the login rewards, something like that. That is going to very much supplement your Jango farms, and a lot of people who maybe are behind in the early game and haven't really farmed up their Jango, because he has the best node in the game. Jango by far best node of the game. Top bounty hunter, gives you the best ship in the game. He's amazing. But maybe for those players who are kind of behind on having good teams, it allows you to have that catch-up mechanic. And I think this is kind of their first step in increasing that catch-up mechanic. I guess the first step was allowing double drops. They're not going to, do anything radical. Like, we can't expect them to lose money to help us gain catch-up mechanics. They're a business. That's not how it's going to work. But I think this is a good step in the right direction because they're giving the early game players useful stuff: Malevolence shards, Geonosian shards, Jango shards. All three of those are very useful. I mean, I imagine that if we keep getting more galactic chases, I would love this to be just like continuous galactic chases. Like maybe we get, some CLS Rebel shards next galactic chase, or maybe we get, like Jedi Knight, Anakin, Ahsoka, Qui-Gon, like random Galactic Republic to go with a Padme team. I would love this galactic chase thing to just be kind of like a continuous thing that helps out new players. So maybe you miss the Geonosian galactic chase, be like, hey, I want to start a new account. Did I miss out on it? Well, no, you hop in and maybe you're getting some, Galactic Republic shards, or you're getting some Grief and Mando shards. Probably not Grief and Mando because they're relatively new characters, but maybe they'll give you, Rogue One shards, which are not all that helpful, but, for a character who wants to get a Rebel fleet up and going, it's kind of hard to get those Jyn Erso shards, so maybe that helps there. Or maybe they give you, clone shards. You get them pretty easily in the shipments, but what if they start giving you Fives and Rex and Echo, and probably not ARC Trooper, but maybe ARC Trooper shards or something like that. I think that would be a fantastic way for CG to not really lose anything, because they don't make money off of shards, especially from early characters. That's just a grind. They're going to make their money in the gear. So if they give us the character shards easier, I'm going to be happy about that. That's going to be awesome. A lot of the people who watch my stuff are early players who are getting new and they're still grinding up their core teams, their AP Games approved core teams, and all of that good stuff. So I think this is a very, very big win for Capital Games if this becomes a trend where they keep giving us free shards, because shards don't really factor in to their business model for old stuff. Shards factor in a lot when it comes to marquees, especially when new Galactic Legends come out, like, Bad Batch and stuff like that. That's 5 marquee characters, 4 of which, I think all 4, or maybe 3, I can't remember, were required for Lord Vader. And that's a great way for them to monetize shards. But in terms of older characters, no one's spending money on Geonosian shards or on Jango Fett shards. No one's spending like actual real-life currency on that. So I think that's a great way for them to implement catch-up mechanics like they did with the accelerated rate on characters older than a year. That is just a total net positive. There's no net negative for players. There's no negative for Capital Games. It's just an all-around positive, and they're giving us stuff that makes us happy. I don't think anyone's complaining. Even the older players are happy about Geonosius Galactic Chase because it just gives them shard shop currency for relics and stuff like that. Like, they are actually making great decisions here, and I'm excited to see if the catch-up mechanics increase. Let me know in the comment section if you think this is going to be like a continuous thing, if it's a one-off, all sorts of good stuff. Subscribe so we can get 10,000 subscribers by the end of September. If we do, we're eating the world's hottest chip on our Slave Leia cosplay live stream for Halloween. So if you want to see me dressed up as Slave Leia and eating the million Scoville chips and acting like an idiot, that's something you want to subscribe for. As always, love you guys, and I'll see you later.